Dabble Point, a Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.
Welcome to Point Dabble Point, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on This Week in Stuttering John, refuse to have our height measured, and charge $60 for an autograph and a selfie. I'm Carl Hamburger from Who Are These Podcasts? With me this week, he's with me every week, the co-host of Point Dabble Point from the Shuli Network. It is Shuli Agar. What's up, Shuli?
2, 3, 4.
Shuli has a bold and smelly taint. Old Levy has an old and wrinkled tape. Vince the lawyer has a baseball cap on his tent, and Lady K has a club taint.
Hello.
Welcome, Shuli. It's a good start to the show today. We also have from Who Are These Podcasts? Jenny Jingles is with us.
Hello.
What's up, Jenny?
On.
Also from Who Are These Podcasts and the All Apologies Podcast, Trucker Andy's in the house.
Hey, what up?
What's up, Andy?
Hi.
Okay.
Vinny might be joining us. I did send him the link, I think. I thought I sent him the link. But we have a very special guest. We're going to get right into it. A person who visited John at ChillerCon. Of course, John was at ChillerCon this past weekend, signing autographs, taking selfies, hobnobbing with all the other celebs, meeting some interesting people.
giving Gina Gershon and others lice by touching heads.
He can't help himself but to rub his head on people. But first, I want to remind everyone that you can support the show and participate in the show by going to supertip.gg/WATP. I didn't test this before we started. Let's see if this is working. We already got some super tips coming in.
People say I'm gay for drinking Nick's cum or the beautiful bum love me and Coach Scott make. What they are really asking, though, is what is wrong with Melton's face and how did it spread to Moody? The answer is simple. It's monkeypox. Another win for the toe.
It makes sense. I was making fun of Melton's complexion. He was not too happy with me after it. I thought it was just some good-natured ribbing.
Tell her to relax.
Exactly. Another one from Anonymous.
Carl Hamburger here, and I just want to tell everyone that Vince the Loser has a spectrum disorder, and that Perry Caramello needs you to order cinder blocks and have them delivered to his house.
Makes sense?
Excellent points.
Yes. So thank you for the support. Anytime throughout the program, go ahead and head over to supertip.gg/WATP. And you too can use one of our fun AI voices to participate in the show. Of course, we also do accept your super chats here on YouTube, and memberships and gifted memberships are very much appreciated to keep the lights on here at the WATP studios. All right. Without further ado, we have a very special guest joining us today. Oh, and we also have Vinny Paulino. Hey, Vinny.
What did stupid do now? Why am I here?
Well, you're about to find out because Jack is with us today. Welcome to the show, Jack.
Hey, Carl. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on. Jack sent me an email telling me about his experience at ChillerCon. And of course, we all know this famous photo of Jack presenting the tape measure to a very unhappy looking Stuttering John Melendez. He does not look thrilled
That child does not look happy. How tall are you, Jack?
Yeah, that literally looks like Gandalf standing in front of Bilbo Baggins, like
right.
Peter Jackson forced perspective.
John is sitting down, everyone.
He's so tiny, though.
Yeah, I'm about 6 foot, and unfortunately, John didn't stand at all during our encounter. I did see him standing when I was walking past the room a couple of times, but yeah, he's a tiny man.
Well, one thing I loved about the picture, and I understand you brought video today, which thank you for that. But one thing I loved about the picture is you could tell that his legs are, the guy who doesn't back down from any man, his legs are crossed while he's sitting there angry with you.
Yep.
It's not a very aggressive posture. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not a guy who's ready to throw down, I don't think, you know?
I don't know. My wife kind of sits like that when she's mad at me.
That's true.
He does have that I'm disappointed in you look on his face.
I do want to point out that there is a Coors Light on the table. What time was this, Jack, that you got there?
Yeah, I went into the room about 5 o'clock. I can tell you, I got to the venue at around 2:30, 3 o'clock, but he was drinking well before I came into the room, because I'd walked past the gold room where he was in, and he was drinking at least an hour prior to that.
And how many other celebrities were drinking cold beers at their tables?
Oh, zero.
Oh,
yep.
okay.
Yeah,
This is
and I
frowned
walked
upon.
around. Yeah, it was actually in the rules of the event. It explicitly stated that none of they call them guests, were to be drinking. And I walked around the entire convention, and not one celebrity had alcohol in front of them.
Did any other celebrities not have sleeves?
Chuck Zito might have been the only one,
Okay.
but
that
makes sense. But
Yeah.
he looked terrible. It was pathetic.
I saw him in photos with other celebrities. We have a bunch that we can show on here, but it seems like everyone else dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah,
Wear a collar, tie, or something.
Well, now the other interesting thing, if you can zoom back in a little bit, Carl, is the pictures. A lot of these people, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's pictures of just them in what they were in. Correct? Like it's not them, out with like Jay Leno somewhere. Like if you have a booth set up, it's because you were on something or you did something, and you have those photos.
They're generally headshots or stills from projects you've been in.
Correct.
Yeah. For instance, in the same room, I think is Thomas Arana, if that's how you pronounce his name. He was in Gladiator, and he was in a bunch of movies, and there was pictures of him acting, and those are the pictures that were available to sign. And that's what you would see at most of the tables, except for John.
In these pictures, you could see Jay Leno acting.
Like he's a friend.
Yeah,
Like the private,
like he cares
the
about
private
John.
parts picture, fine. Him on stage, fine. Him as a guest on Leno.
I
Like,
know. Also, I just noticed this Tripping the Rift is on here. This was some animation that he was a voice on that no one's ever heard of. I don't even know if it got picked up.
I've never heard of it.
I'm surprised he's not signing a picture of him with Gina Gershon from 20 minutes ago.
That would have been the move right there. So
funny.
what I liked about Jack is he brought his own memorabilia for John to sign.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Bad father.
That's fucking funny.
No, did you present these to him, Jack?
John's birthday billet chest.
Yeah. It was actually it was I was really happy with it. So when I went up to his table, I had asked him. I said, "Oh, would you sign other pictures? I have some pictures. Would you be willing to sign them?" And he said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." He was actually seemed pretty excited that somebody wanted his autograph. And so I said, "Great, let me pull them out." And then I pulled out the photos, and his demeanor changed pretty quickly once he saw them.
All right, who do I make this out to?
Yeah, and once he saw them, that's when he said, "No, I'm not signing those."
$20 extra if you want me to sign it as the bad father.
right. If you offered him, let's be honest, if you offered him $200, he would have signed those motherfuckers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. That would have been against the rules of ChillerCon if he had done that. But we did hear from Michael Gavin Ali, who called into WATP on Saturday, who claimed that he asked John if he could interview him. John said that will be $50 for 2 minutes or $200 for 10 minutes, which I don't see either of those things on this pricing card.
Must be one hell of a blowjob for those prices. And
I was talking to Adam Bush, couldn't be on here today, but he's very familiar with these types of conventions and things like that. And he was saying, this handler that's sitting next to John here, every celebrity gets assigned a person to A, make sure that they're getting their cut of the money, but B, to keep them from haggling and negotiating other things they could do for money.
Right.
That aren't approved by the event. They're not supposed to just go rogue and start charging for
I love
show
that
me your
they're
balls for $80. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They know how slimy D-list celebrities are. They're like, we need a chaperone 24/7 on these motherfuckers.
Yeah, slimy and desperate.
So
the woman probably had a handkerchief that she kept pouring Old Spice on, like Brody and Jaws, so that you didn't have to smell John sitting next to him for hours.
Go for the chloroform.
What's the over-under on if he asked her out?
you want to grab a beer after this?
Yeah.
You live around here?
Or you want to just grab me another beer now?
All right, let's talk about this price list real quick, and then Jack, I want to get into your stories because you have a video as well. But if you want an 8x10, that's $40 just for an 8x10. That's interesting.
Okay.
If you want to do a selfie with your camera, it's $40. If you want to get a selfie and get an autograph, that's $60. The fucking balls on this guy, charging $60 for a photo and an autograph.
And he signs your phone screen like an asshole.
What's great though is that if you want his book signed, it's only $30.
Right. So,
can I get an unsigned book, please?
But
also
also
$40.
Also, you're getting a combo autograph and selfie. So that means I get a selfie on my phone with you, and then you just sign a napkin and I walk out? Like,
No,
what?
they sign the 8x10s.
So you're giving the combo. Okay. So the autographed 8x10 and a selfie. Yeah.
Now, Jack, I can't remember if it was you. I had a couple of people reach out to me and tell me what their experience was at ChillerCon. I can't remember if it was you or not. Somebody told me they didn't see any CDs or DVDs or anything like that.
Not at any of the celebrity tables. There was vendors that sold merchandise and a lot of the horror movie items that sold DVDs and CDs, but no, none of the celebrities had.
Yeah, I'm talking about John
DVDs.
specifically. He's got right on here that you can buy DVDs under his memorabilia for $30 or a CD that would be signed for $30. But you didn't see any of his CDs there?
No, I didn't.
He should sell CD players and DVD players with those.
Well, yeah, right.
He might have
Exactly.
moved to more units.
I'll bet you I know what happened there, because we have a lot of comics who come through with their merch tables and stuff like that. For this ChillerCon, they probably said, "What are you going to be selling?" And then they made like uniform price lists, and then Stupid probably didn't show up with any of it because it was his job to have it there.
Right. Yeah.
Probably trying to empty out whatever he left in his mom's garage or in her attic.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, I want to buy a CD." They didn't tell me that I had to bring it. How should I know?
I want to thank Hellraiser 69. This is one of the stars of the Dabbleverse right here.
Love that kid.
$5 super sticker. And he was hanging out with us Saturday night at the Comedy at the Carlson for Vinny's stand-up show as well. He came out. Good to see you, Mr. 69. Thank you for being here. Tony Baloney, $5. Keep up the great Opie coverage, Lady K. I feel he is unfairly underrepresented in the Dabbleverse. Y'all are the best in the Dabbleverse. TSN for life, WATP for life. Thank you, Tony Baloney. We got a lot of John stuff to talk about, but we also have Kevin Brennan stuff. I also have Opie stuff to talk about today. And if there's time, I have Aaron Imholt this morning trying to hit the goal on Steel Toe. So
we got to make time for that.
We got to make time for that. We'll figure it out, I bet. Hamhead, Andy has a new fan, thanks to Skeptical Robot, FCE.
Hey, Hamhead. Thank you, buddy.
Cardiff Electric.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Jay Phoenix. I genuinely miss that stuttering fool. Yeah, I mean, we don't need him every day. But if he came back once a month or something, it'd be fun.
Yeah, Kevin, why don't you throw him $3,000? Get him back once a month.
Dame Taft coming in with $2 and a look at Hughesy's gout foot again. Thanks
Oh,
for that.
Jesus.
Taft. We really don't need that.
Poster for Saw. Jesus.
I thought it was a picture of his liver.
Chris Angler with $5 says, I thought John didn't drink Coors because they supported the Heritage Foundation. Hypocrites!
Wow.
Hypocrites!
Wow.
Because beggars can't be choosers. All of a sudden, it turns out it's not as important to him when he's got to have his fix at ChillerCon. All right. I want to get into this.
Can I ask Jack, like, location wise, was it easy to find where John was situated during the convention?
It was a little off the path. It was there was this one hallway that had a bunch of little rooms, and actually his room was actually easy to find because if you're walking by, you could hear him from out in the hallway.
Smell it.
I thought you were going to say smell him.
Follow the stink lines all the way there.
Anytime you walk past, you could hear his voice. My girlfriend had never met him or seen him, and she goes, as we're walking by, she goes, I think that's Stuttering John in there, as we're walking by, just because she heard this loud, grisly voice. Yep.
That's hilarious.
That was the easiest way to find it. It was just by listening.
You didn't have to walk through the back of the coat checks and move the coats and walk through it. They got them hidden away.
Well, that actually leads me to this photo that you shot that I don't think has ever been seen before. It is an exclusive. And this is the room that John's in. You can see how popular he is. Virgil Melendez, they call him. And look at him cracking himself up. Do you want to explain what we're looking at here, Jack?
Yeah, I mean, he was talking to anybody that was in the vicinity. He would talk to, and he was bragging. Right before I walked up, he was actually talking about his stand-up career and how he has upcoming shows at I think it was Uncle Vinny's, and it was either Stress Factory or Laugh Factory, and he was bragging about that to another person that was nearby, and in that room. So he's all the way on the right. On the far left side was where Thomas Arana's table was. I started over there, and John was being loud and obnoxious over on that side. And the worker or handler that was at the table and the other celebrities that were in there were saying, "Oh, it's the Stuttering John show. This guy is so fucking loud and obnoxious." Like, they were complaining about him to me.
Well, there weren't any bodies to absorb the sound. Like, normally there's something that dampens the sound, but that's just going to bounce all around the room with him.
Yeah.
Can you zoom in on the feet and ankle
quadrant? What are those shoes? What are those shoes?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you can go down the soles of those shoes, look at that. What is that?
You think it's giving him an inch or so?
Oh my God.
Think it's helping him out a little bit?
Oh,
I think he bought those out of the back of a magazine, slam dunk with these shoes or some
Did
shit.
he roll his jeans up too?
Oh, that is so.
He
And
has
no
to.
socks? Oh, no
I
socks.
feel bad for those shoes.
She is pretty cute. I bet he asked her out.
100%.
For sure.
Can you imagine the look on her face when she goes up and reads the roster and like who's she going to be paired with? And it's Stuttering John. I'd be like, I quit.
Well, the real reason why John is so happy right here and he looks like he's smitten is because his boyfriend is there. I don't know if you guys
I was going to say Uncle Vinny is right there.
picked up on this. That looks like, is that VTM?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I saw a photo of them together. He was definitely there.
I saw a video of them making out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is wild right here. On Doom's Twitter, these two are going hot and heavy with each other.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stand in their way. Are you kidding me? That is what it is.
That's icky.
All right.
That on the Eiffel Tower.
Jack, I have your video ready to go here. Is there do you want to talk about leading up to this before we play it? It's a short video. There isn't a lot going on. I don't want to try to oversell it or anything, but
yeah, and it's hard to hear because of people out in the hallway. So this was captured. This was, I think, right after I had asked him if he'd be willing to sign photos that I brought, and he said yes. And this is where I present to him show him the actual photos that I brought.
oh, fantastic. Okay. I just heard you say they were selling these outside. Oh, Jack, this is well done, my friend.
Meanwhile, his posture is like someone just started a free comedy show at a bar he was sitting at. Like he's just legs crossed, arms folded. He's ready. He's ready to back down from a fight.
I love Jack's composure on this, though. He's very smooth and calm here. Just goes, hey, I picked these up outside. You want to?
All he's got to do is put his fucking palm on his head. He's not getting up,
Well, I understand that. Oh, then the tattletale. This is like Atlantic City all over again. And that person's taping, and that person's taping.
Yeah, and my girlfriend was the one that was recording this, and the handler asked her if she was taping him, and she said, no, I'm just taking a picture. And she said, okay, and she just dropped it. And
okay.
Yeah, but my girlfriend got nervous, so that's why she stopped recording. But I brought
What a
up
great moment to
David.
capture, though. Congrats on that. That's fun.
Yeah, I was pumped that she held on as long as she did. But yeah, she got the picture of I think I sent it to. I posted on Reddit yesterday. I pulled out the tape measure and asked him if he would stand up so I could measure him, and he unsurprisingly didn't do that either.
This is fantastic. This is one of those things where just a picture is worth 1,000 words. I mean, this is what we started with. We were analyzing the beer in front of him and everything, but just that look on his face, looking at your tape measure. What is this woman thinking right here? She's like, oh shit, this guy's got some trolls.
Am I crazy, or did the bottoms of his shoes look abnormally larger than, you know what I mean? They look like they're lifts, like
platform.
Yeah.
No, those are just shitty Vans, it looks like.
I bet she's wearing lifts, though.
Yeah, you can put something in there, though, obviously.
Didn't somebody say he was wearing lifts?
Yeah, everyone says shit like that. It's fun.
In AC. I thought somebody said they actually found out he was wearing lifts in AC, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, why not speculate away? That's what we do on this show.
Jack, at any point did you see him standing up? And if so, what's your guesstimate height wise of him? What would you think?
Great question. I mean, I saw him from the hallway. I saw him standing at one point, and I would say he's probably 5'5" at best.
Yeah,
something around there.
He's shrinking.
Yeah,
he's in shrinking mode.
His bones are so porous at this point.
And there's him with high pitch Eric. Oh wait, that's Steve Grillo.
What is that about?
Is that who that is?
Yeah, it's like I remember Grillo was like, if I see him in public, it's on sight. He hated John 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him there, and when I walked up to the table, I initially was looking down at the pictures, pretending like I was interested in, seeing which one I wanted to have him sign, and didn't say anything to John. So I actually went over to Grillo. I said, "Oh, are you Grillo?" He said, "Yes." "Oh, I'm a big fan." I intentionally wanted to kind of snub John to not make him the center of attention. So just to see what his reaction would be. And then, but yeah, I was surprised that Grillo was there sitting with him because I didn't think that they got along at this point.
Grillo didn't sneak in his books to sign at this thing?
No, I thought for sure he would ask about if I was interested. But then when the way that things ended with John and I don't think he wanted me there much longer.
How long was your interaction with John? How long did you stand there and talk to him?
Yeah, I was probably there for about 2 minutes total. Because once the video cuts off, the handler was looking at the pictures, and the picture of Kate Meany and John, she goes, that's not John. I said, no, that's actually John. That's accurate. And she was more, she didn't push back on it, but that was what her concern was. She goes, no, that's not him. So
she's looking at him going, nah, it could be him. Yeah. Maybe I'm just not.
She goes, he doesn't dress that nice. No way that's him.
That's the funniest goddamn Photoshop ever. I want it for my wall.
Yeah, I can't take credit I didn't create that picture. I came across it a while back, and I've been putting together options for me to print out because I knew that I wanted to print out photos to present to him, and I was not going to, even if he had said yes once he saw them, I wasn't going to give them $1 to actually sign it. I really just wanted to get his reaction.
Was there anybody else like at his booth? Did you see anybody waiting in line behind you or anything like that?
Yeah, someone tapped you on the shoulder like, come on, buddy, move it along.
There was at no point when I was walking past the room, there was never a line of people waiting to take pictures or have any autographs signed. There was a guy that I didn't even realize it until I saw the one photo that there was a guy that was next to me at some point. I don't know who he was and how long he stayed there afterwards.
It's so funny because he could have had a line at his table if you just would have been like, hey man, bring whatever you want, I'll sign anything. If he meets Jack and Jack wouldn't be on the show if there's video of John going, yeah, I'll fucking sign it, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, if he just
he never learns.
He never could do that. So him sitting there with everything folded and crossed over, now we got a segment to kick off, the show with.
Yeah. I was really hoping that he would cause a scene or get a bigger reaction. I was fully prepared for that. So that was my plan. Was I went to this event specifically for John, but I figured, hey, we're here, walk around, see some of these celebrities, and I was really hoping that he would, start yelling or would say, let's go outside and fight, and he was an absolute bitch about it and didn't say
he didn't yell anything at you as you were walking away, like knowing you were leaving. He didn't throw anything at you.
No, I was waiting for that because when the way that we ended it was I commented, I said, "Oh, John, I see you're drinking. That doesn't surprise me because you're an alcoholic piece of shit." And
wow,
yeah,
no.
And because at this point he didn't stand up, and I really wanted something to happen.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
nothing happened.
He's never going to stand up in the vicinity of a tape measure. That won't happen.
I just wanted, this is for me. I just want to say this real quick. Michael gave it all lead. You see what you could have done?
Yeah.
See how easy this was? You freaking dropped the goddamn ball. Michael gave it all lead. He's messaging me for weeks leading up to this. He's just like, Carl, I got to come on WTP. I'm going to ChillerCon. My buddies, we're going to do this whole thing. I get him on the show. He goes, yeah, I didn't shoot a single photo. I never talked to John. It
was expensive.
Yeah, I didn't have $50 to spend to interview him. I would have given you $50, Michael. It's not a lot of money.
He was in our chat like the day or two before this thing was happening, and he was like, yeah, if you have any questions to ask. I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll send you some stuff. And then he DMs me and he's like, yeah, I'm going to ask questions for Tukey and Cardiff. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know you were doing that. I go, no, then do that instead, but I'll come on if you want. And I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. Do the
They had some good questions for him too, because he was talking about him on the show, the ones that Tukey and Cardiff came up with, of course.
Yeah,
would have been very funny.
I bet you they're brutal.
Yeah, well, they're all nods to John's famous questions from the Stern days that he didn't write. It has nothing to do with. Okay. I want to talk about John, unfortunate photo with a guy who's got a pretty bad reputation. Before we do that, I want to thank you fine folks for being here. We're up to almost 1,300 people watching live.
Thanks.
Dabbleverse is alive and well on Point Dabble Point. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks for supporting the show. Supertip.gg/WATP is where you can go to give us a fun super tip like Dave Daffler.
Yeah. It's your Red Hot Tonight Show watches here.
Where's my chapstick?
Brian Johnson. Tell him Steve Dave. He'll be with us at Hackamania next weekend. Him and his lovely wife are in the butter eating contest with Lucy Tightbox and others.
There's a butter eating contest at this thing?
How did you not know about that, Vinny? Do you want in?
No.
Okay. Hackamania.com. You can stream the entire weekend. Use WATP promo code to get, I think, 10% off the stream. You can watch all the shows. I was watching Patrick Melton today. He said he's 99% sure Dr. Steve will be there.
What?
He's looking to charter a private plane to get Dr. Steve
You have
there.
got to be fucking
He's
kidding
like, we
me.
got to have Steve for Weird Medicine, so we're going to make it happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Very exciting.
Wow. That's
I'm
cool.
having Andre for Patrick, just watching the week leading up.
I don't know if you saw his show today, dealing with Vito, and then Vito called into the show, and just, he's the worst. Anyway, not the point. The point is Brian Johnson. Any chance you can make the lovely JJ full screen and lose the rest of you clowns?
Good to see you, Brian.
That'd be too much. Too much.
Fuck off. KJ coming in with $50. And she says, this is the ChillerCon info we needed. See you in Boston. Yes, we will see you in Boston. We're going to be live June 21st. WTP and The Dick Show teaming up at the City Winery in downtown Boston. Go to WTPlive.com for tickets to that. Very exciting. Dave Daffler coming back in again.
I love the Basic Instinct sitting vibe John gave off. I was very proud of him.
You think he was going to reveal at some point?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
That'll cost you.
Daddy Poopy.
I get removed from YouTube, and then fucking Shuli, doesn't give me the acknowledgement I think I deserve. Did I put it out there for all? Yes. Did I, this lonely potato, state that I want to be invited to discuss any show covering the video? Well, no. But Shuli should know.
What a pussy. Nobody cares.
That's what, little wrestlers, we call a small ASS man. Pull up your big boy pants and act like you have a pair.
Coach Scott coming in hot. I like
It's
that.
my favorite voice out of
It
all
really
of
is because it's
them, too.
perfect. It's exactly how that guy talks.
Right. The way the people write for that voice, it's that and the who's his former Steel Toes former co-host that they just make drone on and on.
Yeah, that's Matt.
Matt.
He's
Matt
so
and Coach
boring.
are my favorite.
So boring. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. Dave Daffler coming back in again. Right?
I asked John where fake John was. Ha ha ha. Wah.
And Warren coming in.
I heard there is an opening at Hackamania. I will fill it if Nick renounces his degenerate ways.
Thank you, OJ. Can you also host Biggest Problem with me? I don't want Vito around my kid.
OJ is out. OJ is
he
out for
out?
Hackamania.
Officially out now?
Oh, yeah. OJ's been out for weeks.
Oh no.
OJ's the guy who can't fly, so he was going to drive from Cleveland to Las Vegas as if anyone would ever do that. What are you thinking with that? It's going to just take a week of your time to be a part of this thing.
Maybe he can jump on that Dr. Steve charter.
There you go. Yeah, it's on the way.
Yeah.
Chirp from the Section 8 smoke detector. Thank you very much. Iwa says, Jack, great job. Thank you. Best laugh ever. Yes, Jack, you are the star of the show today. Thank you for hopping on. Short notice, too. My hero. Bat Dixon. Gout is way overrepresented in the Dabbleverse.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah, you would think 1 in 3 people have gout if you just base it on.
Maybe those are prescription shoes he's wearing.
What is this name supposed to be?
I don't know.
Mike Yeld?
Eld? Come back, John. All is forgiven. Well, not everything.
All right.
Real BK, is that handler still with us after sitting with that doofus all weekend? Well, no,
He's filing a lawsuit this week against ChillerCon, probably.
Nimrob71, John thought ChillerCon was about beer coolers.
Could very well be.
The whole convention just for coolers?
As funny as that is, it's possible.
It's possible. Cool Cut Casting. Shuli, why do you wheeze when you laugh? It's cringe.
I mean, name something I do that isn't. Like, I don't know what to tell you, you know?
So you got to do something that doesn't annoy you for once?
I've smoked for years. That's why.
Daniel Poon, $5 says, good Lord, looks like there should be a breakfast buffet on the other side of that room. Probably how John finagled the coolers on some food beverage scam.
I guarantee you they sell timeshares in that room.
Yes.
Guarantee you.
Jay Phoenix, Carl said it, Shuli. We don't need John every day. It's true.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not arguing that.
Hughes's heinous goutfoot, Dame Taft with a super sticker just to put it back out there again. Thanks for that. Raper Butt also hanging out with us at Vinny's show over the weekend. Grillo and SJ, top shelf liquor chases. I don't know if I did that right.
Not really, but it's okay.
F2 Bacon. Shout out to Jen with the Jiggles department.
Hello.
It used to be Jingles. What happened to that? When are Jingles coming back? Beef Drippins, Cardiff in 2022, and now is like night and day.
Preach, brother. Preach.
Oh, Isolino is here. It's outrageous. SJ took a pic with that PDF file. We're going to get into that. But first,
Yes.
Jed Allen, my man, coming in. That's right. 10 gifted Who Are These Podcast memberships. Thank you very much. We do 2 bonus shows every single month. We're going to do a bonus show tomorrow. Did I tell you that yet?
No.
Living in the Past with Stuttering John. We got another edition of that where we go back and listen to John's podcast from 2018 before the Dabbleverse.
Okie dokie.
And look at it through the lens of 2025, which is a lot of fun. And
What a
so,
long 7 years.
Is this going to be the second half of the one we didn't finish last time?
correct. But also, I'm excited to say that we're going to be looking at, and I know people have seen this, but we've never reviewed it on WATP. We're looking at that time that John did the Howard Stern roast and completely bombed. He wanted to be a prop comic for some reason.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
This was the Channel 9, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be looking at that. But thank you for gifting those memberships. If you do become a member, look at the membership tab. That's where you see all the bonus shows, and we keep putting them out. And you get the links to those when you look at the membership tab. Fat Factor. I know exactly which photo. Not surprised at all. Don't know what that was in reference to. David Alexander found John's shoes, emailed WATP. Oh, okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I sent you a text too. Those are the name of them are called Block Vans Old Skull Platform.
Old Skull.
Old School.
Oh, I mean, sorry, Old School. Sorry, it's two SKOOL.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was skull.
Yeah. When John wears them, they are.
Well, they are. Yeah, John's brand.
Oh shit.
They are platform.
Hysterical.
Okay. Yeah, I'm grabbing that. I'll bring that up on the screen in just a second for us.
Oh man.
John was doing okay podcasting. At least a couple grand a month was better than nothing. Why and how can he afford to walk away from that? Well, English Matt, mommy. The answer is mommy. Julie, do you want to elaborate on this at all? The fact that John, we found out why John had to leave.
Yeah, like it's like now a known thing that his mom basically said, I'll pay for this and that, but you have to stop doing this show. And so mom is, he's living off of mom as usual and has to abide by her rules. And he is living in her house, so it makes sense. You got to follow her rules, her house.
It really is sad where John has gotten to. Eso says, hey, Shuli, miss you, man. See you in 54 months.
Oh, no.
I'll be there.
F you, Moonhead, for making fun of my pop. Not cool.
That creepy old Dago.
Hey, somebody asked why you shave your armpits, Vince. I was curious about that.
Oh, thank you, Zach.
Not Vinny Paulino. Vince
Right,
Lynch.
okay.
Yeah.
You're the man, Vinny Carlino. Hey, Carl. Oi, Jude Bish. What does that mean?
I don't know.
No,
like
another show
Gotta
happening.
love Vinny Carlino.
Yes, you do. Let me pull this up on the screen. I'm sorry. I've been screwing with something this whole time, which is why I'm slow.
Come on, get it together, Carl.
Slower than usual. There's no producer Chris here today.
Brennan's watching. We look like fools right now.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So this is what you're talking about right here?
Yeah.
It's like Herman Munster shoes.
Yeah.
Herman Munster was a skateboarder. This is what he would wear.
Platform
lift.
Right.
Yeah, those were designed to get teenagers onto rides they're not tall enough to get on.
Sneak into an R-rated movie shoes.
I wonder if wheels pop out the bottom of them.
That'd be great.
All right, let's talk about a very famous photo that has come out with Stuttering John while he was at this convention. And Vinny, you probably know about this. I don't know if you and I have talked about this, but do you know who Rob Feinstein is?
No, I don't think I do.
Feinstein?
I don't
is
know,
it?
maybe.
It's Feinstein. I'm
Feinstein.
shocked that Vinny doesn't know because Vinny
Why
is
would I know?
Well, you're a legit hardcore wrestling fan. This guy founded RF Video, the shoot interviews.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And-
I get the reference.
And Ring of Honor.
Oh, he's a creep, right?
Bingo.
So he was busted when he was 30 something. He was busted like early Dateline shit. He was busted showing up to a house where he knew a 14-year-old boy was there alone. Had been a decoy the whole time that he was chatting with this supposed 14-year-old boy, and then showed up and cameras were there and caught him, and he ran to his car and he drove off and hauled ass out of there. I watched this whole thing about him because, it's amazing to me that this guy was caught up in what he was caught up in and then argues with people online about stuff as if, you have a leg to stand on with anything, anywhere.
Yeah, because this is on camera. I've seen the footage of him
Correct.
rushing off as they're going, hey, where are you going? Come back.
Correct. So the only reason he wasn't charged with anything is because of the procedure of how they went through with this. This wasn't a sting set up by the police. This was a sting set up by these pedophile hunters or whatever, you know. I forget the name of the YouTube channel, but they've been around for a long time. So that's the only reason the guy didn't get charged. But everybody knew what this guy did and in the business, I'm saying, and shunned him. And he's been out of the
I'm sorry. How old of a child did you say he was going to meet?
14. It's in the chat. There's a whole thing where they read the chat logs. This is chat logs of him talking to what he thought was a minor for 5 days. 5 days, a couple of phone calls.
It's a misunderstanding, Shuli.
Right.
Oh,
So
misunderstanding.
this picture comes out, and I get a DM from this wrestling account that I follow, and they're like, "Man, this is crazy that he took a picture with this guy." And I write back, "Who is this guy?" Because I don't know him from a hole in the wall, right? They tell me Rob Feinstein. I Google, I see what comes up on him. So when we do the show, the whole point of the show when we showed this picture was to say, by John's logic and Kevin's logic and Vince's logic, this picture has now connected you to his crimes. You now know, or you knew, and you are just as guilty of this crime as this person.
Because as we know from brainiacs like Kevin Brennan, if someone around you is a pedophile, you should recognize that immediately and know that. And if you don't, that's your problem.
Correct. So apparently us discussing how we are not like John and we're not going to lump John in with these horrific things this guy did upset Rob Feinstein. And he goes and he posts a picture on Twitter of me and him. Now he says, Shuli took care of me a few years ago, personally gave me a tour of Sirius Studios. We talked wrestling many times. Stop printing lies and making fake AI videos. So there's a chat log of 5 days of this guy talking to what he thought was a
fucking AI. It can do any. Oh, wait, you're saying that's not AI?
Wait, and he's upset that we made an AI video of him and John kissing, or somebody made him. That's on his top of his to-do list. Is that now? I know me. I know what I look like throughout the years, and I know this. He says a few years ago. I haven't worked at Sirius for over 5 years,
and even a few years before that, I wouldn't call it work. But yeah,
exactly. And, well, before that, there was Marcy running shit, and guess what? Didn't happen anymore. Tours, unless they were friends of the show and she approved it. Nobody was bringing up family and shit.
Oh, you know what? Shuli, I think I know. I can prove that this is pre-Marcy Turk. You're not wearing a collar.
No collar.
Yeah, you would not get away with this attire.
I was the last to go. I held out as long as I could, but I eventually collared up. But yeah. So again, he's like, this is a few years ago. Whatever. It just goes to prove my point. I didn't know Rob from a hole in the wall back then. I didn't know what he had done or didn't do. I didn't know if it happened yet or whatever. I would say that's 06, 07. But the guy's like, I saw a tweet from him. It was an adult I was talking to. It was like, yeah, there was no kid, and this was a legal person. Do research. I'm not a pedo, and the truth came out years back. Just because it's on the net doesn't make it real. I was in an adult gay chat room. No kids were in the AOL chat. Learn the facts. Stop spreading bullshit. There is screenshots of him, the decoy, saying, I have 2 years before I can start driving.
Well, also, if you have to defend yourself by saying I was an adult gay chat room, chances are, no, I swear to God, I'm just a creep. I swear.
Also, the kid, at one point he goes, "Wow, 14. I'm gonna pretend you said 18."
Right.
I mean, it's over. It's a wrap, dude. And my point again was, just because John took a picture with this guy, he doesn't know what this guy did.
Right.
It'd be unfair to say. But of course, now the John Army, they're now thrilled and they're praising this guy. Here, the pic was when we took Sheik to the studio. So now it's not a private tour. It's when the Sheik was in studio. I was there 3 times, and Shuli knew me. Not sure of the year, but you can go back and watch Howard TV to figure it out. You guys need to stop spreading gossip and BS. You need to stop arguing with people, Rob. And next time you go into an adult gay chat room, don't use your business name as the screen name for the chat room.
Whoops.
Yeah.
That's pretty dumb.
Kind of easy to figure it out. Like if I was caught up in what this guy was caught up, they could give my order wrong at the drive-thru. I'm not arguing with anybody. I just eat it with onions. You tried to fuck a 14-year-old. It's over. It's a wrap. Fuck out of here.
You know, unironically, John took another picture this past weekend with a guy who is a personal lolcow for all of us over here at Comedy at the Carlson.
Oh, yeah?
And, yeah, I'm going to tweet the picture and a video later, but the guy that he took a picture with took the photo unironically, posted a whole fucking thing blowing John about how great he was, how much he loved him on the Howard Stern show, how happy he was to get a picture with John. But the guy also went on Judge Mathis about 10 years ago and got exposed as a groomer. So there's that guy too.
Oh my God.
There's like two that were hanging out at ChillerCon this weekend, I guess.
Wow. It's not great.
Did they think it was Children Con?
Whoops.
This is from Dabbleverse Anonymous. I just thought it was really funny. I wanted to show this on the show. So Rub Future 5580 posted this, and it shows back to back John's home when he moved out to LA for his big announcing gig on the Tonight Show. And then what John has been reduced to now is he's using a cart to get all of his stupid memorabilia and crap out of the ChillerCon on his way out.
Aw, that's so sad looking.
It really is.
I
I also feel like he would. That's not enough stuff. I feel like I could carry all that without a cart.
Yes. A normal-sized human could.
Yeah.
Right. Especially those long arms he has.
Right.
Fucking pull that off.
Probably.
I just want to give a shout out to Luigi Greenberg, who made the Hervé Villachez picture that Jack brought that we all love.
Oh,
John
okay.
is Hervé Villachez. Yeah.
Nice.
It would be great. It'd be great if you could get an interview with the woman handler.
I was thinking the same thing, or at least just find her Instagram, because I'm sure her stories from this past weekend would be fun just to watch.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I would like to track her down.
That poor woman.
How much time did he spend at this convention, Jack? Do you know what the hours were?
So I think Friday was, I think it was like 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. I think
shit.
it's on the calendar.
That's late for John, not drinking.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but
was
let me
drinking.
see.
Well, he did find a beer or two eventually, it looked like.
Let's see.
Well, it's probably how Vince was allowed to come sit next to him at the table.
Oh, maybe he brought him a Coors Light.
Of course.
Yeah.
You bring some raw meat to the animal.
Friday.
In the vest.
Yeah.
There is a bar that's not inside the hotel that that's where I would assume that the beer came from, unless Vinny brought it on his own, but that's where I suspect that the Coors came from. The times were 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday, Saturday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then Saturday there was an after party that was going on where they were doing some kind of model contest, but like a toy model contest, not female models. And so I was debating going back there to see if John was out partying that night. I don't know if anybody caught it or posted it on Reddit if he was out at the hotel bar on Saturday.
I would love video of John storming out of that model party going, fucking toy models? You kidding me?
There was speculation that he left early. I saw people posting photos of him leaving the hotel. So I don't know if that's true or not. That sounds like a long time to be sitting at that lonely table, though.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
hours.
Contractually, he has to be there those hours, right? There's no like pick your shift type of thing, right?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. They're promoting him.
Right.
The handlers got to pick their shift.
Yeah,
That woman was with him for a long time.
Yeah, on the flyer on the FAQ section, it said that the guests were expected to be there the entire time. I think outside of there's a photo op that each celebrity or guest was scheduled for, and I think John's was scheduled for 6 p.m. on Saturday. I think that's what I saw. But
okay,
I would love to see how many people showed up and actually got a professional photo taken with John.
Oh, that would be great.
A photographer didn't even show up for that. Are you kidding me?
The waste of his time. All right, we're gonna get into. I've got some Kevin Brennan clips that Shuli put together for us, and I also have I also have steel toe stuff from this morning and maybe some Opie stuff from Gebhard's if we have time for that. But I do want to get caught up in Vinny. I know that you had a hard out. Do you need to run?
Yeah, I'm going to bounce, guys. It's really nice being back on Point Dabble Point. Thanks for having me, everybody.
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Nice to meet you, Jack. Good work.
Nice meeting you as well.
Bye.
Bye, Vinny. Love you, Moonhead.
All right. Supertip.gg/WATP is where you can go to support the show and participate in it like Goatmouth has right here.
I'm in private parts for 37 seconds during the end credits. Better get that on my convention banner as my third biggest credit. I'm definitely a huge celebrity.
That's a good point. It says the Howard Stern Show, the Tonight Show, and then private parts.
Well, that was one of the pictures on his desk. It was like a screenshot of the end credits.
Right.
So
that's like one of the most famous things he's ever done, I guess.
Which is fine because that's you in a movie. That's the type of photos you should have.
1-1 was a racehorse. 2-2 was 1-2. 1-1, 1-1 race. 2-2, 1-1, 2. The great Greek grape growers grow great Greek grapes. Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry.
The great Mars coming in. Mars, the runner-up in the Dabble House Film Festival contest.
So talented, that guy.
Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. That was the one with Christmas Vacation, right?
Yes, so good.
That was fantastic. Daddy Poopy coming in.
Why didn't you send me the link, Shuli? Why? Shuli, what?
Real men shave armpits. It's a good living.
All right, Dave, when you put it that way.
Dave coming in again.
If I've said it once, I've said it before. I forgot what I was going to say.
And that's a glimpse of what MLC has turned into. If you're checking out that show. I want to thank Hughesy's Heinous Goutfoot again for $5. We can see this again. Can we get a song from Jen? A duet with Andy, perhaps? You guys prepare anything for us?
We did not. I didn't know.
No.
Jess has been a member for 10 months. Says, Shuey started out his career wearing a backpack and pushing wheelchairs. John is ending with wearing a backpack and pushing a luggage cart. Full circle. Great observation, Jess.
You rule, Jess.
WWE Fanatic says, don't have anything FSJ love. Miss you, Shuli. Okay.
Cool. Good one, Vince.
Good stuff. PL says, question for Clayton Dabbler in the chat. What was your relationship with SJ been like since he left? Has he hit you up for any reason or checked in? I'll answer that for him. No, he hasn't heard from him.
Yeah, I don't think Clay gave him his number ever. So
I think it's still DM. But
yeah, but I'm saying Clay was smart. He knew never to give him his number.
For sure. Zach Hoffman says, Oi is hey in Spanish. Hey, Jude Bish. Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
I'm going to send Clay the link. What the hell?
All right. Yeah. See if we'll have on. That'd be great. Be a good get.
Yeah, I'm going to send him the link.
DPM. Shuli, how much to sign a bag of pre-weighed poop? No, that would be sweet if you're at one of these conventions.
It's got to be like, it can't be fresh.
No, it's got to be high-pitch Eric's shit.
First you got to get high-pitched shit in a bag.
Yep.
Then frame it. Put it in that plexiglass they put baseball cards in, whatever that thing is.
I have a question for you. I was hanging out with my buddy Mike yesterday, and he listens to the Howard Stern Show and gives me updates on things. And he was saying that the last time High Pitch was on the show a few weeks ago, maybe a week or two ago, that High Pitch no longer has a high-pitched voice. He always talks with his low voice now. And Howard's like, why do I have you on my show then? What are we doing?
It's weird. It's weird that he has lost a ton of weight. And apparently he has lost his high-pitched voice with it. But yeah, he called me a few days ago, and
Chris Abels, hey, Dewspayer, ain't it a tad hypocritical of you to call out SJ for posing with pedo Feinstein when there are photos of you posing with him too? Hypocrisy, I think we covered all of that.
I love that Kevin thinks this is the real Chris Abels.
Of course.
Abels and talks
Kevin's
to him.
Stupid.
I think he wants to invite him on the show to trash me. That's how much he thinks it's the real him.
I was saying the other day on WTP, any of us, including myself, I could get an MLC if I turned against Shuli tomorrow.
Yeah,
he would have me on the show. As much shit as Kevin has talked about me for the last year and a half or 2 years, whatever it's been. Is if you don't like Shuli, you're a guest on that show.
The vetting process is a little easy,
Yeah. Hans Martin with €5 says, "Hi, Carl. Are you staying in Vegas after Hackamania for a couple of days or returning home right away? I am in Vegas May 15th. Would love to meet you. Unfortunately, we are flying out that Monday, which would be what, the 13th? 12th? Something like that. Sorry, man. We just missed you.
Bummer.
Have fun in Vegas, though. Melton's there year round. Fat Factor with £5 says, certain guys in AEW wrestling still defend Rob to this day, as well as other known scumbags like Joey Ryan, Martin Skrull, and Chasen Rance.
Yeah, that's insane.
Okay. Sorry, Vinny's not here anymore. I apologize. Mike G's been a member for 9 months, says, loving WTP and TSN. Please keep the content coming. You got it, buddy. For people like you, support the show. Rob's a creep. Shuli and I only harass 12-year-olds. And Shuli, why did you guys fire Looney Tunes critic?
We didn't fire him because he never worked for us.
Never an employee. Makes it hard to fire the guy.
Yeah.
But all right. You want to talk some KB? With
sure. I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready to call an audible and maybe start with some Opie, go into some steel toe.
Okay.
And if we got time, we'll get into some KB.
Okay. If the rest of the class is okay with that,
that's the hierarchy.
Then we can certainly do that. Let's start with Steel Toe, because as you know, Steel Toe has this thing called the goal.
I've heard.
And he begs for $350 every morning on his show. And if he gets to $350, you get an extra half hour of the show. It's a 4-hour show, but if he hits his goal, you get another 30 minutes. But he also had this rule that if he got within $50 in the 4 hours, then he would still do the 30 minutes, but continue to beg for the other $50 that he needs. So you'd get the extra half hour on credit, he would call it.
My favorite shows had a fucking 3 pages full of rules. Those were my favorites.
Oh, and they change all the time, and he also doesn't give a fuck about them at certain times. Well, I'm pleased to tell you that he's one of these guys, and there's a number of them. We can give examples. Opie is one too. I have examples of that, where we're actually changing their show based on how we make fun of them. So because everyone rags on Aaron for e-begging and being just like Darkside Phil or any of these guys who just beg on the internet for money, he's decided, okay, this is a bad luck. I'm going to stop doing this. So he's doing a new thing. And now Mondays, he doesn't hit the goal very often on Mondays. That's a bad day for him for whatever reason. And so he's trying a whole new technique and process for this.
Selling 8x10s?
Being funny?
Nope.
145 away from today. Go ahead and chip in. I'm very positive about today. We've been doing very well lately, and I thank you guys. And anytime we miss, it gets made up. So I'm feeling pretty good. Let's rally it up. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats. Let's see how close to zero we can get this today. It's another Monday. It's another struggle, but we've kind of become used to it now, and it always gets made up in the end. So, hey, go ahead and chip in. We'd appreciate your contributions. We'd appreciate your generosity. Plus, it makes people really, really mad. So
we got give him money because then people get upset that he hits the goal.
I'm watching Johnny's body language of like he's been adrift on a raft at out at sea for weeks. He's got nothing left. Nothing.
Johnny's always been the most uncomfortable part of the begging section because he just looks like, oh man, we're doing this again. It happens throughout the show over and over again.
That is the show.
And especially with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's like if you just hung out with a friend who was panhandling on the street, you'd be like, this is a little weird. I should probably go.
Yeah, I'm just going to stand on this corner for another, 30 minutes. The cars are giving us a lot of money here. Like, all right, well, I'm going to go then. You have fun. You have a good time with that. So he's acting like the goal isn't a big deal anymore, and he doesn't care if they hit it. So he's got a whole new approach.
Cool. He's playing it cool. Reverse psychology over here.
He's got a whole new approach to this.
I don't even care.
Yeah. And you heard him say, he goes, we make it up anyway. So what he's been doing a lot is he misses the goal by $80, $140, whatever it is. And then he comes on the next show or the next day, because, he does a morning show and an evening show, sometimes an afternoon show too. And he comes on the next day And he says, "Oh my gosh, so and so threw in a bunch of money after the fact, so we actually had a perfect day yesterday."
Nice.
Angel investor A. Imholtz
Right,
came
yes.
through with a $75 chat.
Well, I've also heard from people, and I've not seen this myself, so I don't know that this is a fact, but what I've heard is that there's the Toe Boys. He's got a Facebook group, the
Whoop,
Toe
whoop.
Boys. And what he'll do is he'll go into the Toe Boys Facebook group and go, "Hey guys, I don't know if anyone can help us out. We missed the goal by $80. So if we can make that up," and then try to get them to give him money after the fact. So he's already got in his mind, he's like, "We're going to miss the goal, but that's okay. I'll just go ask the people who keep giving me money over and over again. And that'll take care of things for us."
Wow. So he has a begging plan B.
He does now. Yes. He's learned this.
Okay.
So I want to take you through how this plays out, because I was watching this today, and it's always fun starting his show 3 hours and 55 minutes in, because that's where he's trying to determine, do we have enough money? Do I need to beg a lot more? But again, he's changed his ways.
How many years have we been talking about him? Like 2, 3?
Yeah, not that long.
No fucking idea what his actual show is
Right.
like in any single way. I've never watched any of the show proper. It's only about missing the goal.
That's the most fun part.
Yeah.
That's the part we want to get to. So again, he's got a whole new approach. He's flipping the script on us so we can no longer tease him about e-begging.
Doesn't have to.
Well, hey, throw in money with your opinions. That would be cool.
So he's reading the free chat.
Right.
Because I forget what they're discussing. We'll get into it. Oh, he's talking about spanking children or being physical with children in order to teach them right from wrong.
A lot of children-themed things going on.
Hot topic.
Yeah, I don't talk about spanking children at all on WATP, but apparently this is an important thing. So he's reading all these chats, people saying they got spanked or they didn't or they do it or whatever. He's like, "By the way, feel free to put some money behind that when you tell me what you like to
say
do."
that I drink cum, at least give me $2.
Right.
A bigot on socialist media says, "Biggest hiding I got was when I drove my parents' car through the garage after seeing DJ drive a car into the house on Full House." So Full House got you beaten up.
This is another thing that he does. It's something that a lot of lazy podcasters do, is they just rely on the chat and just read it and then go, "Oh yeah, is that what happened? Okay, cool." This is known as the KB way to, and Stuttering John too. Just read the chat. You got nothing prepared, so.
I just like that he has the radio feel to it. Like
We're talking child abuse, guys. Give us a super chat. Add your opinion with a comment if you don't mind. Coming up, top of the hour, which way is your toilet paper roll hang? Down or up? Phone lines are open.
Rexstart says, "Well, that just means they didn't get beaten enough." Well, that's the attitude that people have, though. Like, they have the attitude of, like, if I didn't get, I should have got beaten
You need
worse.
to hit him straight. Like, no, I don't.
The chemistry between these two, I mean, you really can't deny it. Thank God Johnny Crutches is the last holdout as a co-host of this show. He's lost every other one, but Johnny Crutches is still there for him.
Rachel says on my Facebook, a friend posted that she was trying to keep her black son from being killed from the cops, so it's justified. All right.
It's also cultivated a very racist audience, too, on the show, which is well documented over the years. But it's Minnesota. It's fun. It's what they do.
To each his own.
Someone calls out Donald Trump for fucking up his ability to hit the goal.
My Lost Interest says Trump's tariffs beginning to affect the steel toe goal. Consumers will begin to have less and less money unless China concedes. Thanks, My Lost Interest. It's always nice to get your ass kicked by $145 and then be told, "Hey, there's more where that came from." Veldrain with $1 says, "What's wrong with the child ass whoopings we got? The ass whoopings we got work pretty good." That's about it. That's about the attitude.
I want to point out, this is going to play out very hilariously, but for some reason, not let me show the chat replay. When I was watching it this afternoon, it was letting me do it. What he's done is he's made a subscriber-only mode chat, but you have to be a subscriber for 24 hours. And they've blocked anyone who mentions Patrick Melton or NLO or any of the other shows that clown Aaron. So the chat does not move. It's literally, you could take a screen grab and he's updating how much money he needs for the goal in like 4 different places because there's so few people chatting during the
my
show on it.
God.
And wasn't he just talking the other day about how he mentally has broken you and Melton,
Yes.
and that you
He
guys
scalped
are?
me. He said he
scalped
scalped
you.
me.
That's what
Yes.
it was. Scalped you.
I didn't even know. Finally, a clipper pulled in. I was like, oh, shit. I wish someone would have told me about this. That sucks.
In that part of the world. Thank you for the $1. Guys, we're 145 away. If you've got some generosity in your bones today, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, Venmo, all that shit. Let's rally it in now because we are a long ways behind. Now, remember, you get the overtime anyway now because we're not begging anymore.
Oh, we've changed the show format, everybody. Overtime is automatic.
Wow, that's generous.
I don't even know why they call it overtime. That it's just a 4.5 hour long show.
Yeah.
It would seem like.
I again am fixated on Johnny because his eyes are closed or he's just looking down, and then periodically he just looks up and just gives this look like, shit, I'm still here, and then puts his eyes back down.
Yeah.
We're just going to ask you to chip into the show and get us what we need to stay on the air. And if we do, we do. But you're getting the 4.5 hours because for 5 years, you guys have knocked out these goals and kept us on the air. So thank you very much. You've earned it. Let's keep pushing. 145 away. Redbird with $1 says, I watched a 16-year-old call his mother a bitch and got the ass beating he deserved. Small children should not be touched, but teens know better. I guess that's child abuse versus a good old-fashioned ass whooping, right? Like if you're a teenager, you're just getting your ass kicked for being a smart ass.
Right.
If you're I don't know, man. I don't get it.
That's kind of a chronic condition when you're a teenager, though.
I'm not going to say what you need to do with teenagers. I don't have teenagers.
Yet.
So I'm not sure.
I'm so glad I'm only queuing up for one of those shit shows. You got 3 in the pipe.
Look, they're
Well, good news. They don't live with you. And so it should be more the stepfather's problem than yours. Works out
I'll
well.
keep you posted, guys. I may beat them. I don't know yet. They're
Right.
not at that age yet. We'll have to play it by ear, you know?
All right,
Johnny
so-
Crutches has kids or has a kid?
Yeah, Johnny Crutches as a kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Say what you will. Guy's a deal closer. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine? I finally lost my virginity. Fuck! The one time! All right, so now it's 10 o'clock Central Time. And so this is the part where he's 4 hours in on the show and he needs to remind us about how they're missing the goal, even though he's not begging. There is no begging going on. He's just reminding us that we're missing the goal.
We'll see. All right, I got to open up this last hour's worth of stories. It's 10 o'clock, and we're 145 away. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants.
Notice I started this 5 minutes ago, and he's still 145 away. Not anybody has come in this time.
And he's announced that the goal doesn't matter because you're still getting overtime.
Right. So what's the incentive now?
Yeah.
There used to be a built-in incentive to get more content and stuff.
Well, if you just want him to win, I guess, is what you're doing.
Just get him to shut the fuck up about it.
It's looking like a hard road for Monday, man. This is going to be one of our worst Monday losses in a while, but sometimes you guys come up big at the last minute. I'm hoping you can today. That would be great. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants.
I just said that.
God.
He can't help himself from doing that. It's like a Tourette's thing with him where he has
You're
to say
interrupting. You're interrupting the no begging show.
that. Right, yes.
Are you hanging out?
Yeah, dude, I'm good. I mean, I'm doing that show today, but yeah, no, I'm good. I'm awake. I just had a little bit of a rough morning. I can hang out for another half hour easy.
Let's see what we can get done today.
So he's torturing this poor guy.
Wow.
Hey, what, you good for another half hour? Yeah, man. I'm just, it's been a rough morning and I'm slowly dying, but sure. Let's spend another half hour doing this.
You need 30 minutes from me? Sure. Organs are shutting down, but whatever. Let's do 30 minutes.
Hey, guys, we'd really appreciate it if you'd throw in a few bucks and make it look like we did a real show today. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats. Rumble.
I'm not rewinding this.
That's like 4 times.
He can't
right?
stop himself from doing that. But he has the dollar amount equals how good his show was. So he goes, if we don't make it to $350, people are going to say I did a shitty show today.
Yeah, and it's their fault that the show is shit now because
Right.
they didn't pay enough for it.
Look like we did a real show today. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble
Holy
Rants,
shit.
etc. Thank you very much.
He needs to have Balin Dupree on this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, only she would do that on TLC.
What if
Balin Out Loud?
We got to start seeding it.
Sending it to her.
Yeah, let's get it stuck in her head.
PayPal, Rumble Rants.
Guys,
Put the ranch down.
We're $145 away from this being a real show today, guys. So
right, yes. Yeah, we are not hitting the goal here on Point Dabble Boys. It's very disappointing. Kevin Brennan's going to watch this and be like, wow, it's not even a real show. They're not hitting the goal.
If we can't get something done. All right, we're going to plow through these stories in 30 minutes. We're going to do what we can do. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much. Whatever you can do for our program is appreciated. All right. Maybe we'll go back into the chat today and we'll see a big change.
This is wishful thinking, Aaron. This is where he starts trying to manifest donations. Right. Maybe if I put it out there in the world, someone's going to give me a ton of money in the next 30 minutes. That will actually happen.
Johnny, can you wobble over to the vision board and write $300?
And draw a house while you're there, too.
We'll see. Oh, we're about 4 gifted memberships away from 500 on YouTube. That sure would help.
Oh, yeah. There's other ways to give me money, guys. Maybe that's the problem is you're not getting given enough options on how to give me money.
Right. Multiple streams of revenue, ladies and gentlemen.
Whatever you can do, 145 away. Let's try to make it look like we had a decent one today, even if we miss. I got Joy Reid.
All right, well,
just do a decent show then. That's when it'll look like a decent show.
Well, he's got Joy Reid clips coming up, so don't you worry. Who's going to want to miss that?
I thought he had Tourette's. I thought that was like a tick he had that he just yells that out from time to time.
Well, okay. This is fun because 10 minutes after that, this happens. And you notice that leaderboard he's got scrolling on the bottom?
Sure do.
Where number 3 gave him $23. Getting on that leaderboard's not that difficult. But this is very exciting for the toe right here.
Oh, God. You guys, all right, look. People are going to say fake.
Uh-oh.
No way.
It just always happens with this show. I can't help it. Hold on. I'm putting a new person in first place. Oh, hold on.
Somebody's gonna get salty, and by somebody,
this is not gonna. All right, and then we got to. I got to move another guy into the top 5. Let me see what his name is here. Well, I'll just call him by his first name then. I won't put his full name in. Eric.
Thank you.
You got to love a show where he's in real time updating the top donation bar that's scrolling across the bottom. And he has to stop the show and go, all right, let me just see how to spell that. It's Eric with a K, Eric with a C. Let's get that updated. Oh, no, that person's 3rd. Let's move that over to 4th.
Well, there are shows that do this, Carl. I don't know if you're familiar with it. They're called telethons. And,
yeah, he might as well just be scribbling in behind him to try to get to the goal.
Yeah, start dancing, when you're 20 away, 40 away, you know, that's it. Like the Chabad, the Jewish telethon. Every 10 minutes, these fuckers are dancing for money,
He used to do that.
He's kind of like Jerry Lewis. He's standing next to a crippled kid asking for money.
That's a good point.
If he starts singing You'll Never Walk Alone to Johnny one day, that would be great.
That's a good idea. You actually really should do that.
Yeah.
There we go. And then Gray Duckling has been pushed out of the top 4. Let me update it here, guys, and then you guys can get mad at me.
Take your time.
Orange Boy. Ironically, Orange Boy with what would be a red boy on YouTube. $100 from Orange Boy.
Now, here's my question for this. This is what I'm confused by, and maybe there's a good, simple answer for this. Typically, when you get donations from people who are named like Orange Boy and things like that, that's a handle that you use for YouTube or social media. But he's asking for PayPal and Venmo, and these are the ones we can't see.
Okay.
Right? So he goes, oh my gosh, look what just came in. He's got his phone out. Oh, what just came in on the Venmo? $100. And usually it'd be like $100 from Bill, Melissa, not Orange Boy.
Yeah, show me your phone.
How is that? It doesn't seem right.
$150 for my Canadian girlfriend, guys. Can you believe it?
Yeah, basically is what we're talking about. And he even sets it up by saying, "Well, no one's going to believe this."
Yeah.
He's just trying to save face at the end of the program, it looks like.
And I just want to say,
Oh, and he loves to reward people with these fun clips that he plays, like Elon Musk.
thank you for making it happen. Thank you. Orange Boy, show up in the chat. Take a bow for yourself. And Eric.
So Orange Boy is not in the chat, but we're led to believe that he's just like, I got to give this guy $100. He's got another 20 minutes to go. He deserves $100 for that.
Sure.
Such a good show.
Yeah.
With $30 from Eric. You see why I'm starting to get more and more calm on Mondays?
Because it seems like we still make it.
Yeah, because you could just make up that you got money anytime you want to say that you reached the goal. I also would be very calm if it was just like, I'll just pretend I did. Either way, it's fine.
It always fucking works out, man. It always fucking works
the sad
out.
Part is when you flipped out and then it worked out, it would kind of make you look like a dick.
Yes. And he finally learned his lesson. Thank you, Johnny, for pointing that out. Aaron used to have these bitch fits and freak out sessions, just like, oh, I guess we're just not doing a good show. I guess I should start looking for a job. I'll get my resume in order. I guess we're not going to do this anymore. And then he hit the goal and be like, yes, in your face. I knew I'd fucking hit the goal. So
yeah,
I think Johnny's probably explaining like, yeah, good thing you don't do that anymore, because that was really embarrassing for everyone to watch. Jack, you ever pay attention to Steel Toe Morning Show? You familiar with this guy?
Yeah, I mean, only through you and some on Doom and the random clippers. I don't know who could watch an entire show of him. He's insufferable.
It's so boring.
I'm expecting him to, on one of the down days, every dollar, Johnny will stand up and do a squat. So I'm waiting for, something ridiculous like that.
When he was torturing Johnny by making him stand, he's just like, all right, so how long should we go before you have to sit down? Like 5 minutes without a donation? And Johnny's like, I don't know, maybe 1 minute? Like, what the fuck? He doesn't care. It's like, stand here all day, stunt boy.
As long as he gets paid, he doesn't give a shit.
Yep.
$50, Johnny ties his legs in a knot. Phone lines are open, guys.
I don't know if you saw this the other day, but Johnny starts talking about Velveeta cheese, and Aaron goes, oh, I got Velveeta cheese in the fridge. And he gets up and he comes back. He's like, this is a year-old Velveeta cheese right here. And if you guys want to donate some money, I'll eat it. So he's already doing the stunt boy stuff, even though he's the host of the show. But
all right, we got the world's hottest chip, ladies and gentlemen. $200.
Also, year-old Velveeta is the same as day-old Velveeta or 10-year-old Velveeta. It's the same. It doesn't matter.
It's not a dairy product.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how old it is.
People were pointing that out.
He's even lab cheese.
Right.
That's even
cheese
dumber
in parentheses.
Right.
Yeah.
At least Darkside Phil is eating food that he wants to eat. Aaron's eating food that's disgusting. It's even worse.
Darkside Phil has a really dumb thing. He's just like, guys, if you give me money, I'm going to go buy McDonald's and I'll eat it right here on the show. You're like, what does that do for me? I'm confused.
What the fuck do I care?
Watch you mukbang.
But yeah, so Aaron pulls out this cheese and people start donating money, so he starts eating it. But there was one side that was exposed to the air that was hard, and the other side was just like normal Velveeta cheese, and he ate that side. He ate the side that was obviously just fine. And then he had to act like he had to do the whole thing. We grab the garbage can. Like Richard Christie used to overreact to shit on this church. I'm like, I'm puking over here, Howard. It's so terrible. Like, okay. You say so.
And then, as soon as they ended the stream, he's like, Johnny, did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see the cheese was perfectly fine, Johnny?
You bought it, though, didn't you? Yeah, I'm pretty good at this.
How good am I? Your boy didn't do too bad, did he, Johnny?
It's famous catchphrase. Yeah. Supertip.gg/WATP is where you can go to support the show and participate as well, like Destriga over here.
The real reason I stopped doing my show is not my mother. Just do it. Shut up, shitware. I've got a new mission in life. It's kissing pettas to stop them from getting their hands on children.
Smart. Yeah, distract them as long as you can. I like that. Lawyers, guns, and money.
My wife's brother was shot and killed at the Cincinnati Zoo on May 28th, 2016.
All right. I'm going to leave that one alone. Audiophile America coming in.
Would you like to hear my opinion on spanking children?
Oh.
I kind of do, actually, Woke Dad. I have a feeling...
He's all for it.
So this guy, Woke Dad, we cover him on Who Are These Socials. He's got a TikTok. And people are finding old TikTok videos of him before we started watching him. He used to walk around wearing a shirt that said, "Free vaccinated dad hugs."
Mm-hmm.
And then he tells a story about how in Walmart, kids are coming up and hugging him. I'm like, this is not normal behavior. You should not be wearing that shirt or telling this story.
Yeah.
Or hugging kids.
That's what I mean. What are you doing?
Even John said when kids would hug him at school, he'd throw his arms up in the air.
Right,
He wasn't allowed to hug him back.
Dave Delafiore coming in.
Please don't post this until Ray is on. Stealing, my bits. I think about my thoughts, Rosie, if that's your real name. Be right back. My bottom lip is caught on my collar and ripping one of my 3 shirts. My glasses are filthy.
Holy shit. Wow. That's one of those ones where the AI just really understands the essence of a human being and nails it. I have to play that one again because it's perfect.
Please don't post this until Ray is on. Stealing, my bits. I think about my thoughts, Rosie, if that's your real name. Be right back. My bottom lip is caught on my collar and ripping one of my 3 shirts. My glasses are filthy.
Is that
that's incredible?
Is that late Saturday night Kevin Brennan that we're watching on there? I didn't know that Moody had programmed that. Very impressive, though. Let's see here. Yep, we saw that. Jacob Ryan says, "Surely." Oh yeah, we saw that one. Yeah. Another Chris Abels. Jenny, true Looney Tunes critics slid into your DMs?
No.
Not true.
Not true.
Beef Drippins. And why the fuck not, Looney Tunes critic? Why can't you hit on my wife unsuccessfully? What's wrong with you?
Now you crossed the line, you son of a bitch.
Beef Drippins, please do Opie while E-Rock is here. I voted Carl. Thank you for voting Carl at creepoff.com. Linden49, thanks for all that you guys do. You are very welcome. Thanks for being here. Wasabista with 600 yen, 1992 space movie. Google it. That is all. Sheila, you taking care of that for me?
Google it. Space movie?
1992 space movie, whatever.
Let's go.
James Q. Legend. Where is Jenny's arm?
On my lap.
All right.
Oh, all right. Well, we won't be posting this on the show, but yeah, I found it.
Okay.
Wow.
Bacon Bits 25 with a super sticker. Thank you very much. There's Clay Dabbler. Send Clay Duty the link. Wahapa. Oh, he's taking a little victory lap right now. That's fun.
Funny. I said
Duty every day.
Sorry. What were you saying, Julie?
I sent Clay the link.
Yeah, well, he wanted to give us £2 rather than come on the show, apparently, because, yeah, he's not here. Big Daddy Dodo, I got nowhere else to go. Thanks for being here, Big Daddy Dodo. A fart in the wind. Shuli, any comment on striking Mentor Math channel? I know that you discussed this on your show yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty simple. You know, he was playing stuff that was behind a paywall that people are paying to watch. And if he claims he made it transformative by talking over it, but the reality of it is we don't debate that. YouTube, the system decides whether or not you're making it transformative, and it did not agree with him. And yeah, it was put up to be a dick. And I don't know why. We used to help this guy out a lot. I'm not sure what's going on.
It was Zen's stand-up special.
Yeah,
and Zen paid money to have this thing produced and edited, and he's got potential companies that want to put it out on his behalf. And
he was playing other stand-up. He was playing clips of my stand-up, but nobody struck him for any of that shit. Play all you want, goof on us all you want. We're one of the few places that don't go into members only or subscribers only chat and run away from people. But don't be a dick about it and like put stuff people are paying for and that people spent money to make and give it out there for free. Go do it with UFC. See what happens. You know, go. I mean, try it. Try it at the NBA. Try with WWE. If it's something that's that you don't have permission to run, you shouldn't run it. That's it. Like, pretty simple.
Two-faced lying bastard. Velveeta is nothing when you've had Ricada.
There.
I get it. Beef Drippin says it's about KB's from space with his wife's color. All right.
Yeah, not a great title. I can see why they went with Space Movie as opposed to the actual title on the.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
it does have a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, though.
Oh,
yeah, I posted the link in private chat if anybody wants to see it.
All right.
But don't show it.
All right. fair enough.
Yeah.
You want to talk about some Opie stuff?
I'd love to.
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, skunk fart.
Opie does crack himself up. Okay, I'm looking at the movie. That's fun. All right, so
it's, by the way, not as good as the book. I'm ordering that.
right. Yeah, they couldn't get all the details in there. Opie went on his program on his YouTube channel on Friday for a very special live at Gebhard's. Normally he doesn't do this. He does this on Tuesdays or Wednesdays.
Okay.
But he decided to visit with his buddy Matt and put out an episode here. So I figured we would check out what Opie and Matt are talking about. As you know, Opie's been doing radio since he was 18. He's probably pretty good at this, probably pretty compelling, and has some interesting topics to discuss.
On how much weed you think you can?
Sorry, I didn't want to start there. I want to start here.
You are live, is what it says on my screen. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Live at Gebhard's. I thought it was Gebhard's. It is Gebhard's. Okay. People know it's Gebhard's, but people like saying.
Okay, I want to point something out. This drives me crazy.
What, riffing?
It's called Gebhard's. It's a B. Gebhard's.
But
Opie is calling it get farts or whatever he's saying. We're getting into how silly that is.
Just because you don't speak comedy, Carl, don't attack Opie.
Well, and then when Matt goes, by the way, it's my business, and it'd be nice if we pronounced it correctly, people could find it. Opie goes, I know it's Gebhard's. It's not.
Oh.
Like he's throwing a P in there for some reason.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Live at Gebhard's. I thought it was Gebhard's. It is Gebhard's. People know it's Gebhard's, but people like saying live at Gebhard's.
I can't unhear that. Why does he pronounce it that way?
It's like Carl's last name. He's just never going to pronounce it right.
Ruiz. He's going to say Carl Ruiz. He'd be like, yeah, I'm Ruizing this weekend, Opie. Never got the hint.
Gebhard's. Because it's like saying live at Gebhard's. Well, I'm going to get T-shirts that say live at Gebhard's, and then it's going to have a little poof of a fart. On the bottom of the back? Yeah. Oh, on the bottom of the back. I like that.
All right. Now I see what you're saying here, Shuley. This is comedy.
You gotta let this magic flow, man. You can't, Rome wasn't built in a day, man. You gotta let these gods work.
Thanks to Zen for pointing out the name of that tab.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Thanks for watching the program, Zen.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, anyway.
Oh, whoops.
So Opie's always thinking up great merch ideas. If you go to his website, you'll see it's all there. He's still trying to profit off of Carl Ruiz and Vic Henley. He's got whatever. Anytime there's like a saying or a phrase, he puts it on a T-shirt. So I'm sure the Get Farts shirts are going to be a blockbuster for him. It's good stuff.
But little fart cloud. We're here. It's New York City. It's Friday. I was laying around. I said, you know what? Why don't we do another one? So Matt said, hell yeah. And then he got his big beer. Got my big boy beer here. What are you? What is that for real?
It's a club soda with bitters.
Do we?
Well, mine actually has trace amounts of alcohol in it, so I should.
Why?
You're not. It's the bitters.
Oh, there's bitters in there.
Yeah, it's not really drinking, Mom.
I got a nice coffee for everybody here.
Coffee. Now, Opie's going to come up with a joke that you've never heard before. So this, you talk about peak comedy. Is anyone ever compared coffee to the way they like their women? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that has been done before.
I
But
started a bit, but it felt like people had done it. So
really?
I never really finished.
Oh, maybe I'm mistaken then. Well, let's see. Maybe Opie will find a new twist.
Yeah, too much milk in that one though. I said, Matt, I like my coffee like I used to like my women when I was like hunting for the black lady. Slightly milky. Slightly, yeah, a little darker than this. Hunting. You were hunting. I was hunting. I used to go every once in a while. You're sick.
Pretty good stuff, huh?
Holy
shit. Can you believe we actually did that?
Hey, that's not the best choice of words when
No.
talking about an attraction to African American women.
I mean, this is turning into Anthony Cubia's show. This is getting wild over here. Yeah, good stuff. Opie's taking notes.
Anthony's going to have to apologize for Opie's action.
Right. I like it when the straw still has the top of the paper on it and it's pointy. What are you doing?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Opie's got a great idea for getting all the fans together from the Opie Radio clan.
I keep telling Tommy know what we need to do. Tell him not to park out front, but we need to legit set up a party because some of these people that are from faraway lands, they would come down. Like Tommy Festa would absolutely come down with his truck and make pizzas for us in a second. Red God One says live at Get Thoughts greater than AM radio. Well, I mean, all right, I appreciate for the it. moon there, but I appreciate it.
They always get people to get Opie to say shit about Anthony. It works every time. Free chat. Opie just puts it up there and says it. I also like this idea. It's like, we have a lot of fans who would love to come in if we had like an event or something. All right, moving on. Next thought.
Yeah.
Immediately moves on from that. Let's not even talk about that anymore because that would actually be embarrassing. No one would show up and that would suck.
But you know what? He can do something here that benefits all parties.
Okay.
And much like John with signing those pictures, if he just dropped all this shit and he's like, you know what? We should do a meetup here. You know what? I'm going to invite Anthony to come hang out and drink and spend the day here, and we'll broadcast a little bit. You want to pack that fucking place? This guy, Matt, will love you forever. You'll bring a ton of business in there, and who knows what it could lead to.
Sure, it's a great idea. It'll never happen.
Of course not.
Because Anthony invited Opie to come on his WABC show.
Yeah.
He goes, I've already had Jimmy on there. Like, why wouldn't I have Opie on there? And Opie goes on his show and he goes, I'll never do that. There's no way. I don't like that guy. And then he says an executive at WABC offered him $10,000 to do 1 hour of Anthony's show.
Like that. Listen, here's the thing.
He said he wouldn't do that. And even if they offered him more money, he wouldn't do it.
That's telling of how afraid of Anthony he is.
He's so afraid to be exposed for who he really is. He needs to, and Aaron Imholt's the same way. He won't talk to any of these people that he says are all lying about him. It's like, well, I have a conversation. I had no problem talking to Stuttering John.
Right.
And it's usually never as bad as you think it's going to be, right? Whatever that thing is. But you also have to kind of take a step back and look at this big picture, right? This guy is a radio guy through and through. It's what he's done his whole life. It's what he loves doing. There's no doubt about it. You have an opportunity here to get back on the platform via Anthony's show, who happens to have a boss. I don't know if people picked up on this, but he's a fan of old school radio.
Yes.
And so he's now essentially given Anthony this sandbox to play in for 3 hours once a week, just to start, and paying him very well for that. Imagine what Opie could get out of this if he just played ball a little bit. You got a guy who knows your work, who's got an open checkbook. Like, give it a whirl. This is better than trying that.
Yeah, why wouldn't he promote himself and try to get more people checking out his show? Because all this controversy with Anthony and them going back and forth has definitely elevated Opie's listenership.
Yes.
It's got more people watching, more people checking it out. They want to hear what he's going to say and back and forth. If these guys teamed up, did a show together, the amount of content that would come in the aftermath of that. leading up to it and the aftermath. You could talk about what's going to be said, give your take on that, get thoughts from people, and then actually do the show. And then afterwards talk about what happened and behind the scenes, all the kind of stuff people would be still interested in.
I mean, I still don't understand why he doesn't just do a show on Mondays commenting and reviewing Anthony's WABC radio show.
He says he'd be great at it. And Kevin Brennan offered him $1,000 to come on every Monday and review Anthony's show from Sunday night. And Opie will not do it.
Yeah. But he can't have it both ways. You can't be like, I'm sick of you guys asking me about Anthony and then put out a clip with Anthony's name and picture in the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
Like either you're in it and you guys fucking get together on some level and go through this shit, or you're out and you don't want to be bothered with it.
Also, there was no offer of $10,000. I asked Anthony that, and Anthony goes, I checked with some of the people over there. They laughed. There's no way.
I told Anthony, lean into it and go on the air and go, I've told my bosses, spare no expense. Get me Opie.
But yeah, the allergies are killing me. I'm on all sorts of cold medicine. My pistol is yeah. Is it cocked? No, not even close. When you start slamming every fucking cold medicine and allergy medicine you can find, it becomes legit mush. Oh, it's mush. It's great to hear. Thanks. Next topic, please.
What is he talking about?
Erectile dysfunction is what he's talking about. He can't get his
dick up because he's taking cold medication?
It's mush. That's what he said.
I know, but why? Matt didn't bring it up.
Because of the Benadryl.
No one else is talking about it.
Everyone knows that.
Is that true? Is that true?
I wouldn't know.
Never heard that.
Allergy medication gives you erectile dysfunction?
Or
is that just what he's going with?
Well,
yeah.
All I know is I was fucking with COVID, dog. That's how healthy I am.
All right. You might be wondering, why does he have one microphone between the two of them and he's passing it back and forth on the show? He does address that.
Asshole, but ignore the fact we only have one mic. I forgot Matt's mic. So just dropped it. So ignore the back and forth thing, okay? But around the corner, lady, she's got a black t-shirt on, looking a little cranky. She could have been 20, she could have been 40. She's walking somebody else's dog, obviously. No bra, so that was fun, but they were hanging a little low. And then her dog proceeded.
This is some good guy talk right here. I can tell you're into it, Chili. You're like, oh yes.
I've never watched people walk by on the outside and think to myself, they're so lucky they don't have to hear any of this right now.
Yep.
They're avoiding all of this.
Oh, but Opie saw a chick walking a dog and you could see she wasn't wearing a bra. Like, right, guys? Huh? It's guy talk we're doing right now.
Stuff.
Yeah.
We're a little low.
What was the comment about it clearly wasn't her dog? Was that?
Yeah, I was thinking that was weird too.
Was he implying that the dog is too expensive for the woman?
Oh,
it's like a poodle or something.
Yeah.
Yes, good call. Because he's on the Upper West Side. He only goes within a 2-block radius. So yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the dog had a sombrero on. And he's a Mexican dog. She's white.
A little low.
Well, this woman is black, by the way. That's why he said she looked cracked out.
Yeah.
That's code
is
right
that
there.
why you said that?
Yep. She kind of looked like my coffee. She was cracked out. Yeah, we get it. we know what you're saying.
Tell me how Kumi is racist again, real quick.
No, dude, I am telling you, we've had so many examples. Opie got his tires inflated and started telling the guy he was going to call ice on him who was inflating his tires. Just like, Opie, what the fuck? You're in New York. You've really never seen a person who's non-white before? What are you doing?
Yeah, there's more of them than you, pal. Keep your mouth shut.
And then her dog proceeded to crap right in the middle of the sidewalk. And on a Friday, these sidewalks are really, really busy. And one guy goes, yo, you can't leave that there.
Opie's also obsessed with poop.
Yes, we all know that.
We had that video where he's picking up his doggy's poop. And then he started using it like a nunchucks, the bag of poop. He was like throwing it all around his body and stuff. So he's really into dog poop. He also runs up to people whose dog just pooped and makes TikTok videos of him going, whoa, and zooming in on it. So he's really into poop. So this is an exciting day for him. He's got a good story to tell his buddy Matt.
He's weird about waste.
Yeah.
He also used to wipe the toilet seat with a sock.
Yeah, he used to get pee on the toilet seat. He'd wipe it with his sock and move on with his day.
Like, hold on, like while the sock was on his foot, or he
Yes.
took it off?
While it was on his foot.
What's weirder? He takes it off his foot and puts it on his hand like a surgical glove, and then wipes it.
He proudly, he proudly told that story on O&A.
Yeah, and then he'd just put his shoes on over the socks and just have his day.
And it was around the same time, I think.
Yeah, I know there's other options in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Not for Opie.
He's a shock jock. What do you want from him? Doing crazy things out there.
And then another lady goes, wait, she's going to leave it there. And now there's a whole thing with New Yorkers that they're pointing at her. Don't you dare leave it there. And she's like, what did I do with it? That's why I know it wasn't her dog. And they go, there's bags. And they're pointing, there's bags. And now she's looking clueless, like, oh, okay, I'll do the right thing. I'll go get the bags. And then she slowly starts walking to these bags. And then I went, oh my God. She did the look behind her, like, are they walking away? And they started walking away. Now there's new people on the sidewalk. They don't know that crap is from this dog walking away with the cracky lady. And all of a sudden she's like, I think I'm good. And then she left and left the poo in the middle of the sidewalk. You know, they say there's
Wow, what a story that was.
What a lucky day for Opie.
Yeah, holy shit. He got something. It's like, we got to do a podcast. I just saw the most incredible thing.
I closed my eyes. I felt like I was there.
it's like a $500 to $1,000 fine for doing that. Really? But I've never heard of anybody getting fined for dog shit.
Good stuff. That owner of Gebhard's never adds to the conversation ever.
Right.
Never
Like
had anything to add.
This is like Opie's Ruby Ridge. He's like, over my dead body, you'll fine me for dog waste.
Well, the thing that I was thinking, and Opie does address this right now, is Opie lives for this kind of stuff. You would think he'd be up there harassing that cracked out lady and going, you're poop, and making a scene and getting his phone out and filming her, because that would be an amazing content for TikTok and YouTube Shorts. But he explains why he didn't do that.
Clean that up, you fool. And people might go, why didn't you tell the lady to go back and clean up the poo? I was like, I'm trying not to act up as much, Matt. I'm trying not to act up as much.
I want to take credit for this. I think this is another person that we're forcing to change his ways because we tease him so much about what a dork he is. So he's just like, yeah, I'm trying not to just yell at strangers and put that out on social media.
I thought he's unleashed.
I know, he's very leashed in this episode, unfortunately.
Maybe the guy with the club foot's got a point.
I said no one ever.
Watch yourself in your age. So I let her be. Speaking of dogs, do you ever play Sarah McLachlan with your dog?
Okay. So I want to finish up the segment with this. Because speaking of dogs, you ever play Sarah McLachlan with your dog? And Matt's like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. And then they get sidetracked for a little while, but don't worry. I have the timestamp here where he explains the Sarah McLachlan game you can play with your dog.
So you got to play Sarah McLachlan with your dog. Okay. Like headphones on the dog, or do I have to listen to that shit too? No, it's real easy. When you're walking your dog, right? You put the leash around a little pole so they can't go anywhere. And then you slowly start walking away. And then they give you that look, and then they will tilt their head like, what the F's going on? And that's when you do your rendition of, I will remember you.
I don't see you guys laughing. You guys didn't think that was a pretty funny game that you could play with your dog?
So many things wrong with
psychologically torturing your dog. You didn't think that was a fun game you could do? Huh.
An asshole.
I'm going to try this, but with my kids. I'm going to tell them we're going
that would be
somewhere,
funnier.
and I'm just going to drive off.
You remember how long do you play?
This is tickling Opie, though. He likes this idea. Well, he must have written this one down.
Do your rendition of, I will remember you.
Is that the wrong song?
Yes.
For the
Arms of an
commercial?
Angel.
Right.
Arms of an Angel, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Jen would know.
I sure would.
Yeah.
How long do you play this for? I mean, have you done this for an extended almost couple of nights? Almost a block.
What a sight.
Oh my God. Okay, Grandpa.
Almost a block. Like 5 feet.
Dude.
It's over. It's done. Untie your dog.
You ever tie your dog up and stop feeding it and punch it as a goof? What are you talking about?
You ever torture a cat for a couple of weeks just to get a laugh? Nope.
You ever do the Sarah McLachlan with your wife where you hand her fake divorce papers and slowly back away singing the song?
And then as you're trying to do the bit, it really starts getting really sad. Yeah, you choke yourself up. Yeah, everyone just have a good cry because there are people that do that for real. Yeah, but they're psychos. I mean, they can do that.
Just people who sing that song while walking away from their dogs for real?
Right. Like
I don't think so.
I think the people who ditch animals are psychotic, but I also think people playing a prank on a dog is
psychotic.
Yes. Psychotic. Yeah.
Correct. The dog doesn't know they were just played. They're not sitting there going, "Oh, good one, Opster." That's what happens when your owner's a comedian.
If you're at the park and you see some guy with his dog and he's just yelling to the dog, "You dropped something! You dropped something!" and the dog's like, "What? What is this guy? Oh, I'm trying to prank my dog. It's behind you." You got a little treat on a fishing line. You're just yanking it away.
You ever tie a milk bone to a string?
Yeah. I'm tapping it on the back. I'm tapping it and running to the other side.
Did you ever see the video? I don't even want to say it. I might get teary-eyed. Somebody basically in traffic dropped their dog out the window. No. To get rid of it. Oh, God.
And what is he watching on the internet?
Yeah, what the fuck's up with your algorithm, dude?
What is going on with that?
Why is this a fun idea for a show?
I don't know why he's discussing this right now. He's going to get choked up.
And they drove away. I was in I'll admit it. I was in tears. That's okay. It's manly to cry about that sort of thing. I was in tears because the dog was barking and begging and howling like, "What are you doing?" And the dog the car just went and went. And supposedly the video was so viral that they found the actual dog, and I think a normal person adopted the dog.
Hold on.
No, I'm depressed.
Yeah, hold on a second. You're telling me this viral video is why they found a dog? Wouldn't you just find a dog regardless of whether someone filmed it or not?
Part of this is true. Someone did find the dog because of the video, but it was later euthanized. Have a good day, everybody.
All right, hey, good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Point Dabble Point.
PayPal, Venmo, Super Tip.
Supertip.gg/WATP, actually.
I rented to buy these headphones from Jake.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking about Jack, maybe?
No.
Or is that something else?
It's in reference to Kevin bringing on Jake Hudson the other night as his guest.
Okay.
That's how far we've fallen.
Oh, my gosh. Speaking of which, there was a big guest for Jake Hudson this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Bush was on his show.
So that...
What's Adam going through?
Dude, I love what Adam is doing right now. He'll go on anyone's show. He said, reach out to me. I will do your show. And his show with Jake was compelling.
Yeah.
I loved it. I sent him a note. I was like, you're committed to the bit, man. I wouldn't be able to do this. His patience with that guy was incredible. At a certain point, I don't want to spoil this. We'll probably talk about it on WTP on Wednesday, but at a certain point, Jake gets all up in his own head. And he's just like, come on, Jake. We got a big celebrity. Come on, Jake. We can do this. Come on.
Out loud.
Yes, out loud. It's so funny. It's so funny. And Adam's just going, hey, man, take your time. I'm not going anywhere. It's all good. I'm here for you.
Yeah, something's going on with Adam. I got to call him.
Yeah, there's something wrong.
Something ain't right.
Great work, boys, as usual, says Tom R. Well, we have Jack to thank for that. If you weren't here for the beginning, you're going to want to go back and watch because Jack did a marvelous job at ChillerCon. I didn't think anyone was going to take advantage of this opportunity, thankfully. Somebody knew what to do.
Yeah. Somebody dropped the ball big time. But
yeah, that would be...
At least Jack stepped up.
Michael Gavin Ali. James P. Love the new variety style show. Yeah, me too. I'm actually... Can we watch at least one MLC clip before we go? Shirley,
Sure.
Please.
Sure. You got it, Carl.
I don't get to see enough MLC, but I love the Anti-Karen show.
I'm pretty
You
sure
guys
we
do.
can get them all in.
I love the anti-Karen show you guys do on TSN.
It's a hit.
It's
People are
great.
digging it.
Beef drippings, just do it. Newports from outer space. Yeah, okay. That's basketball playing Americans, right? Mason in Portland, aka Portland Shane Gillis, has Shuli tried to get Opie on an episode of PDP that already had Tom Gully as a guest. It was a dark day. Hashtag never forget.
Right, listen, we all make mistakes, man. Nobody's perfect, Mason. You know that.
Mason, are you not coming to Hackamania? I thought I heard a rumor that you might not be going this year. Major Tom reports, thanks for good show. Jack staying in his lane. Cool. Good job, Jack.
Thanks.
I know this woman, Chaos Queen. Wow, I didn't even know this. Some common antihistamines can cause ED. All right. Dramamine and Benadryl. All right. Well,
who are you been testing this out on?
Let's all think about Opie's dick some more. Thanks for bringing that up, Chrissy. Just what I wanted to be reminded of. Barrister 1401 with $20. Thank you very much. Jenny's sweater puppies look especially luscious today.
Wow, thanks.
Thank you for those sweater puppies getting us $20.
No problem.
I didn't even notice that. I don't look at her as an object.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, she's not good enough for you? Is that the problem?
No.
You don't even want to harass her?
Damn
You don't
right.
harass her?
I wouldn't fuck that object with your dick, Carl. What do you think of that?
Someone's got to. Hellraiser69, I nominate Jack for Dabbler of the Year. Wow, he's a front runner after this performance.
If we're going to talk little Dabbler of the Year, I mean, Black Poppy microphone is in there. Jack was
right. Fantastic.
Yeah. Kate Meany. I mean,
yes. I want to let everybody know, by the way, I asked EDR to come on the show today, Earl David Reed. He was not available, but he will be in Rochester this weekend at Comedy at the Carlson. So if you're in the area, get your tickets. CarlsonComedy.com for Earl David Reed. He'll be in studio again with us on WTP on Saturday.
All right.
So that's exciting. Always good to hear from EDR, and his stand-up is great.
Yeah.
So if you can make it out, I'll be there. Come out to EDR show in Rochester. All right. You set this up, Shuli. What do you want to do?
Well, we have a couple clips here. I don't have my notes in front of me from what he sent, but give me the titles of all
right, Adam Bush calls KB unprofessional. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Let's watch the. I believe he was watching one of the shows, maybe yours.
By the way, I just want to tell you that I had Adam Bush on my show yesterday.
Wow, you're getting all the big names. How about George Bush?
No, we actually you got mentioned about. I asked him about what he thought of you. He called you he called you professional or unprofessional.
They're very different.
You can't remember which?
I have short-term memory and sometimes I forget stuff. But
what don't you have?
I have short-term memory.
Yeah.
That's not what that means, but okay.
This is the perfect regular guest for Kevin. What do you mean? I paid you. What do you mean? You probably forgot.
So what Jake did is he was going through a list of people and just asking Adam to respond with professional or unprofessional.
Correct.
Yeah. And honestly, I believe he did say unprofessional for Kevin Brennan, which would make a lot of sense because since Adam Hineker left, the show is just a disaster.
He either said you're great or terrible. I don't remember.
Well, thanks for letting me know, Jake.
Did you get the Instagram reel of Dave Chappelle that I sent you, where it shows Dave Chappelle on Star Search, and it was just like, hey, this is Dave back in the day. He was always funny. Well, it gets all the way down to the end, and they're like, all right, so Dave gets 4 stars, and Kevin Brennan loses to Dave Chappelle on Star Search.
That's well known.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. He lost to Dave Chappelle on Star Search.
That was so funny to
me. It's hilarious because then Dave decided to not team up with Kevin, but his brother instead.
Yeah.
And put on one of the greatest comedy shows of all time.
Yeah, I didn't know that was so well known. I never saw that.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
You got more of this? Or
I just paused it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sure he called me unprofessional because, Kumia told all those clowns that their shows are so professionally done. So they're hanging their hat on that, even though their shows are hit and unwatchable. Kumia said that they're professionally done. So these guys are all winners.
Oh, yeah. Adam Bush is a clown now.
No.
I love the story that Adam told. I don't know if you heard this one, Shuli, but Adam, it talked about how he had an audition to be Kevin's brother, Neil, in Kevin's sitcom. But he just revealed this past week, it wasn't Number One Son, the pilot that we've all seen. Kevin got another chance at a show with HBO.
Yeah.
And Kevin wrote a pilot episode, and they went in for a table read, and it was Adam Bush and another guy who were both trying to be Neil and doing their take on that. And it was so bad they didn't even shoot a pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Kevin
just
was like apologizing to them.
They
on the way
sent
down
everybody home after the table.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, that's a wrap.
I can see Adam Bush as Neil Brennan.
Oh, for sure.
That's good casting.
It would be great casting. He would crush it.
We have, well, of course, the fact that Jake is on the show is surprising. Kevin, not a big fan of Jake throughout the years. So we have KB and Jake bury the hatchet when he came
I just want to point out, I'm never surprised by who the guest is on the show. It could be someone who has trashed his children, Chad Zumock. It could be someone he owes thousands of dollars to, Bob Levy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Kevin will make up with anyone and have him on their show. Like I said, I can get on the show if I just started hating Shuli tomorrow.
Doxing his wife, John Melendez, trashing his wife for weeks, Rob Saul, which I like the other day. He said, oh, I took that $100 as a goof. Well, you still sent him the link and you still did an entire show with him. So the goof? Wow, you got us.
Yeah, just no backbone, no spine at all, this guy.
Oh, look who it is.
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Jake, what a surprise. I hope nobody snipes me. Jake.
Hey, no
go
hard
ahead.
feelings, Kevin? No hard feelings, Kevin? No hard feelings?
No hard feelings about what?
Dude, people are still bringing up like the 2023 stuff about what happened with me and you 2023 when I mother effed you and Chad.
Who brings it up?
Everybody does. Everybody
You
thinks
mean
they're
like-
mad at me.
You mean like today?
No, it brings it up every time I talk about people. People want to know why I haven't been on your show in a while.
Because you stink. That's why. Because you walk around in circles and I get seasick.
I'm with them on
Yeah, I
that.
know. I feel like I'm watching the Blair Witch Project.
I think this is perfect. If you're the realtor for this place, you're like, oh, I have to shoot my own 360 video. I can just put this up on the website and everyone will know what they're buying.
Of course, money comes up with Jake.
I didn't know that Jake was doing the walk around. He must do that when he's nervous, right?
Yeah,
I
he
haven't
does that.
seen-
He does that every time he's on with somebody. He'll start walking around in circles. Yeah.
'Cause I see him laying in bed and shit a lot when I've seen clips of Jake. But okay, he's up and he's up and running. All right, let's talk about money. That's always an important topic on MLC, of course.
Bob, here's the thing: when Bob Levy left the Shuli Network, TSN, I was never asked to come back. I was never asked to come
Because
back.
they told you were in bed with Bob Levy?
Yeah.
And you want to say anything to the Shuli Network about that?
Here's the thing. You need to, by the way, TSN sucks. Here's the thing. Now you have, and they did a show about you. Because Stuttering John's not doing any content, they have to make a show about you now.
Ouch. A lot of people are trying to take me down.
By the way,
there's a new cabal that Nikifor Wayne says Ray's not involved, but Ray, of course, is involved. Ray's
by the
involved.
way, you don't have to pay me for this. I'll just do it for free. I'll do it for free. Because here's the
thank
thing.
you.
Because
Wait, how much should I pay you if I was going to pay you? How much should I pay
All right,
you?
I'm annoyed by this because I get notes from Jake on a daily basis asking
Thank
whether
you.
there's a link to buy me a coffee.
Thank
Whatever, but Kevin doesn't have to fucking pay him. But why am I paying? Because he sent me an AI song again for the third time that day.
And for the record, Jake had not been on any shows with us long before Bob left, because anytime Jake would pop in, he would want money, no matter how long he was on for. And that was the stuff he requested when he did something. Like Carl just brought up, there's times I haven't talked to Jake in months, and boom, I'm getting hit up on Venmo to send him money.
Also, for the record, you guys started doing a show, the Auntie Karen show, about Kevin Brennan long before John left the internet again.
Yeah.
So,
We
this
tried
was-
anyways. It was fucking tough.
Here's because I heard you. I don't reckon. I think people were lying to me about it, but people were saying they were getting $500 from me, but not that. But
$500 for a show?
That's what people were saying. You were
I was like, I don't even get that much money for doing my show. Why would I pay someone else that much money?
People.
What am I, the federal government? I don't have paying people food stamps, Social Security payments.
No,
$500 for one appearance. No, never.
No.
I did.
No, that's not me. That's not me. That's
I
what people were saying.
paid Steel Toe $900 one time, but that was the deal, half of the net, and that was the day his wife got arrested. So the numbers went up.
His ex-wife. got
Whatever. I
arrested.
think she was his wife at the time.
I like the craziest thing about this is that he's doing like a serious show with Jake. Like he's
right.
like,
Where's the comedy? There's just like, wait, they're saying I pay how much? Here's the actual facts, Jake.
yeah. There's sometimes you get an underhand pitch the size of a beach ball comedically, and
yes.
how you miss that is beyond me. But I think the last one we'll play is him talking to the fake Chris Abel.
Oh, okay, great.
Jay, can you show Kevin a cool T-shirt I sent you, please?
Oh, I might not know where. I don't know where it is because it's in the dirty clothes. But
Probably
it's
in one of your bedrooms.
It's the Adidas logo, but instead of Adidas, it says autism. Yeah. All right. I can show.
No, don't worry about it.
Ava Rains, here's Ava Rains, $10. Here's 10 to pay this guy. Send me the link. I want to join.
I can't send a link to his somebody I've never met on a Sunday. I don't do that kind of a show.
All right.
Why? What about a Monday?
Well, that's one of his ongoing gags. So is Ava's trying to get on with KB now, huh? Has that ever happened before?
I don't know. I mean, I hope she gets on. I'd be interested to see Ava on.
It would be
MLC,
great, yeah,
for sure.
Right.
This is the Lord's Day.
It's the Lord's Day, and Chris Abel's $5. I bought live views for every show I've ever did for Shuli. He knows and didn't care until I got caught. Ask Rob Saul and Bob Levy. 100% true. Hey Jay.
Yeah, Shuli's a dirty fucking piece of shit. I mean,
Kevin loves this. If you tell Kevin what he wants to hear, he eats it up. He loves this. Yeah, this is what I've been saying.
I mean, literally, he's never doing well, so he has to pretend he's doing well. So he's
How long you been doing this? Pretending that you have money when you don't make any money on the Shuli network?
4 years going strong, ladies and
Jesus,
gentlemen.
dude, you got to have some kind of debt going over there. That sucks.
Well,
Sorry
that's
to
the
hear
goal.
that.
It's the goal we're trying to hit. $1 billion
like,
debt.
look at my live views. Look, we're doing great, and of course, they don't make any money, and that's why people that work there either quit and they complain. Once a month, they get a little bit of money, or they start selling child pornography like ISO did, and Chili was probably caught in that in some way because he didn't have money to pay ISO, so he's like, ISO, how is there a way you can make money on the side? How about the thing, do what you love and the money will follow? And ISO's like, I'm going to do it.
So much like John, these whole fantasy scenarios are taking place with children, and it's like
they love it. They bring it up as often as they possibly can.
That was crazy.
That was another thing that was great when Adam went on BYB and Quadfather was talking about ESO and talking about, he's just like, oh man, I hate even talking about this subject. And I was like, yeah, so why'd you bring it up?
Well, the jokes are funny.
Yeah, it's like, well, what are we doing?
Okay, so you hate it, but it's funny. Got it.
Right.
Understood.
OG Mumbling Nick gifted one Who Are These Podcast memberships. Thank you very much for doing that. OG Mumbling Nick, if you become a member, there's 2 bonus shows every month. Check the membership tab. We're doing one tomorrow, Living in the Past with Stuttering John Melendez, where we go back and listen to a podcast episode from 2018 when John and I first started having some words back and forth. We've gotten to the point now where John's acknowledged who are these podcasts, not by name, I don't think yet.
No.
But he's acknowledged, the marketer in Rochester.
Yeah, something like that.
Fat Factor, Jake probably more intelligent than KB currently. I don't know about that.
Might be photo finish,
It was behind my paywall. Wow. It's literally how you make money. I don't know if you know this, but like Adidas doesn't want you stealing sneakers. Take their products.
I know. We're the big bad guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Hamhead, can we discuss why grown men freak out over Shuli? Yeah, that's a good question.
It's fucking crazy, dude. I don't know what this is. I really don't.
Kyle X, Jake sounds like Junior from the Cleveland show. Yeah, I could see that.
It's racist.
Stewie Felt, $5. Team that guy up with Nasty Neil like an episode of The Muppets.
It's a good one.
That's a good idea. Steve C. Shuli, I ate his bloody hemorrhoid finger for you. You owe him forever.
Oh, he ate his bloody hemorrhoid finger for you. You owe him forever. I paid for that finger sucking thing. It was worse than that, if you can believe it.
I'm just zooming in on this. This was also taking a ChillerCon. John just...
What is it?
Blood and shit.
That's fucking gross. Wash your hands.
Hemorrhoids.
He probably did wash his hands. That was probably after he washed.
Right.
You're not supposed to be touching those.
Gar Saxon, I'm proud of Jake. Even a fetus in a jar can get out and start a life. Don't think that's a compliment. Stewie Fell says Jake is the target demo for ChillerCon. You have to have $50 for an autograph. What do you mean? Or a photo? I don't think that's in his budget. Well, what a fantastic episode today of Point Dabble Point. One of my favorites in a long time. Thanks to our buddy Jack. Jack, thank you so much for bringing the photos and the stories and the video.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Well done.
Thank you for being fearless, Jack.
Yes,
in the face of a man who's never backed down from a challenge or a fight. You stood tall, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jack. Is there anything you want to tell the fine folks here before we leave?
No, we've been low on Stuttering John content recently, so I was glad to be able to capture some moments and be able to share this with everybody. So thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. I'm pumped to be on the show.
Sweet, man. Well, thanks for coming on and again, nominated for Dabbler of the Year. That's a pretty big honor.
Yeah.
Just for sitting here quietly while the show happens, you should be nominated for Dabbler of the Year.
Right. Hey, Clay Dabbler, you still here? Are you watching this? This is how it's done right here. If you don't have anything to say, you don't say anything.
Cheap shot. Clay, I'll handle him. Don't worry, sweetie.
Right.
You don't talk to my Clay like
Clay didn't come on the show, so I'm a little irritated with that.
Clay, you're going to hang out the whole time in the chat. Just get in here. What are you doing?
I want to talk to Clay.
I know. Clay wants to talk to you.
Sitting right here.
Shuli, of course, the Shuli Network. What are you guys up to tonight? You got a show coming up?
Yeah, we're doing a little something. We're doing the Best of Blunder tonight on the network, 8:00 Eastern, TSN, the Shuli Network on YouTube. Thank you, as always, for having me, Carl, Jenny, Andy, Jack. Pleasure to see you guys. And yeah, sign up, do that, support everybody.
Thank you, Shuli.
Yeah, man.
And of course, Trucker Andy comes in from the All Apologies Podcast, allapologiespodcast.com.
Yes, thank you for having me. We're going to give away a ticket for Hackamania, one of the virtual tickets.
Nice.
So if you follow All Apologies Podcast on Instagram, I'm going to post the question tomorrow. Wednesday, we're doing an episode about Haley Joel Osment getting arrested for being a drug shit show.
That was
while he was trying to go snowboarding. So, follow us there, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be awarding the free Hackamania ticket next week.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And of course, Jenny Jingles, you're on Instagram.
I am Jen from the Jingles Department.
Jen from the Jingles Department on Instagram. Look her up, follow her. I'm sure she'll be taking lots of photos and videos of Hackamania.
Sure will.
Coming up. And of course, we're in Boston, WTPlive.com. June 21st, we'll be teaming up with the Dick Show in Boston. So if you're in the New England area, the Northeast, and you want to come to that, we'd love to see you down there. I think it will sell out. So get on that as soon as possible. And a lot of other fun things coming up. We have Detroit live show September 12th. So save the date for that. In talks with potential other live shows that are coming up. So lots of cool things happening. Thank you all for the support. Thanks for being here. Good gear.
Point Dabble Point. a Stuttering John millennial.